For my first field report, I chose to watch Todd Field's new film Tar, starring Cate Blanchett. I had already been meaning to watch this film, and I absolutely love Cate Blanchett. I think she's amazing, so this was an easy choice for me to watch. I'd actually never really seen the full trailer. I think I'd only seen clips of it, and I read a short synopsis, but I wasn't too aware of the psychological thrilling aspects that would be present throughout the movie, and that did not disappoint. It was really great. I think that Tar is a portrait of a character, but it's sort of like an unwrapping of this character and what she has done. The plot sort of reveals more and more and more who she is and why she is behaving this way, why she's quote-unquote thinking this way, although we can't hear a voiceover. So the film is sort of slowly showing to the audience who this woman is. And spoilers, she is a groomer. She's not a great person. Though she is incredibly famous, especially in the classical music industry. She's got a loving family and a personal assistant, and she's very wealthy thanks to her work. She is plagued, apparently, by overarching guilt of what she's done to many young female musicians that worked under her wing. It becomes clearer throughout the film that Lydia Tár has basically taken in these young, talented musicians, groomed them, and basically abandoned them, which has led to the suicide of an older student that she had. The relationship with sound that Lydia Tár has, but not just Lydia Tár, also Todd Field, is really present throughout the film, and I think that it's what drives the excellence of the plot. Lydia Tár has this really acute sensitivity to sound, so she's constantly noticing slight taps or buzzing air conditioners or someone's knee tapping over and over again. I believe that Todd Field uses this sensitivity to sound to plague Tar, the character, the most. It is basically what has blessed her with everything good in her life. She's an incredible musician and composer, which has given her such a lavish lifestyle. However, it also seems to be what is plaguing her conscience. She wakes up from multiple strange dreams just because she hears something off in the distance. For example, she hears this metronome that's inside of a cabinet, and realistically, that noise would be, especially inside of a cabinet, it would be maybe no louder than a clock on the wall, which I'm sure would bother her as well. But in the film, it becomes so loud, so echoey, that it almost feels deafening. I believe that because there is no literal way to look or hear inside Lydia's mind, perhaps through like a voiceover throughout the film, there's nothing factually or objectively that can prove that Tar has done what she's being accused of. And so because her character continuously denies and denies and denies, even to her own family, right to her wife's face, there's no way for us to truly know that she is guilty. That's why this relationship with sound, manifesting as guilt, is so excellent, because it's the only thing that really shows us that yes, she is guilty, and this is how she is feeling it. As a talented musician, as someone that is sensitive to sound, it is torturing her. There's one scene where she's on a run, and she hears a woman screaming in the distance, just screaming over and over again, and she keeps turning around and turning around trying to find the source of it, but she can't find it. There's another scene where she's walking through these slightly underground tunnels. If I'm honest, I don't really know how to explain the structure of these things. It looked sort of like fancy sewage, but maybe that's just what the sewage looks like in Germany. Anyway, she hears this clicking behind her, and she turns, and it's a dog. It looks like a wild dog, and so she runs away and hurts herself, basically, and then blames it later on an attack from a man, assumingly. I love that her guilt manifests as her own art, basically. And I think it's a really incredible version of the tortured artist. It reminds me a lot of Black Swan, because there's this part of the artist that is psychologically tormenting themselves, basically. I think the only difference is that in Black Swan, Nina is striving for perfection, and in Tár, Lydia is striving for innocence, perhaps to clear her name of these things, perhaps to run from the past altogether. As I discussed, she never admits to anything, possibly not even to herself, except obviously through the manifestations that we see. I think Tár is an incredible film. It's definitely become one of my favorites after watching it, which is why I based the entire layout of my YouTube channel on this movie. It's not just because it's the first field report. I think I'm going to keep it this way because I liked it a lot. I love Cate Blanchett. I think that Todd Field did a wonderful job. The cinematography in the movie is also just stunning. I've included a few shots just here in the field report, but oh my god, it's truly beautiful. There's a lot of symmetry, which I always love. Reminds me a bit of Parasite, Bong Joon-ho's Parasite. Yes, wonderful film. I'm happy this was my first choice.